Welcome to this edition of Q&A with Liturgy Man. I'm Taylor Burton-Edwards, Liturgy Man, your Director of Worship Resources with Discipleship Ministries of the United Methodist Church. I am your apportionment dollars at work to help you strengthen worship and the understanding of worship where you are. Today's question comes from colleague David Bone, the Executive Director of the Fellowship of United Methodists in Music and Worship Arts. And it's a question about the Apostles' Creed. He noticed that throughout much of the 20th century, Methodist resources, including the Apostles' Creed, left out a line that's now included in a footnote for the traditional version and in the body of the ecumenical version that's also the basis of the version used in our baptismal covenant. And that is, he descended to the dead or he descended into hell. And the question behind that was, did John Wesley perhaps call for us to leave it out? Well, let's take a look at what John Wesley actually gave us. The 1784 Sunday service of the Methodists in North America was the ritual that resource that John Wesley gave us to adopt, and we did adopt as our official ritual in founding the Methodist Episcopal Church in 1784 at the Christmas Conference. Here's the Apostles' Creed as it appears in morning prayer, and you will see it includes the line, "He descended into hell." Likewise, if you turn to page 147 of the very same resource, the service of baptism of such as are of riper years, the Apostles' Creed there appears in interrogatory form, and the question is asked whether you believe that he went down into hell. So what John Wesley clearly gave us was, yes, include the line. So why don't we include the line? Well, in part, it's from some confusion that was created in the printing of the second edition of the Sunday service in 1786. There, if you take a look at the same baptismal question, different pages, because page numbers are a little bit different in this one, but it's the same piece, you'll find that that question, and that he went down into hell, does not appear. While at the same time, in the standard declaratory form of the Apostles' Creed, as it appears in morning and evening prayer, guess what? There it is. He descended into hell. John Wesley gave us no information indicating he was even trying to make a change. The conference meeting that year indicated nothing trying to make a change. It simply appears as a change in 1786. And this becomes important because in 1792, a lot of changes happened with our worship resources. Pretty much with the exception of the major services of baptism, communion, marriage, burial, and ordination, all of which were transported and put into the Book of Discipline itself, the rest of the Sunday service, including morning and evening prayer, and therefore including the standard declarative form of the Apostles' Creed, were deleted. And in its place, this was to be the ritual from paragraph 60 of the 1792 Book of Discipline. Let the morning service consist of singing, praying, the reading of a chapter out of the Old Testament, and another out of the New, and preaching. And so it would remain a fairly loose structure with not a lot in it until 1896, when the option was added to put back in the Apostles' Creed, and the 1905 hymnal includes that version that was approved in 1896. And if you take a look at the form of the Apostles' Creed there, carefully, it's left out. Why? Probably to align with the form of the baptismal ritual, which was simply continued from 1786 in the 1786 form forward, and to match versions of the Apostles' Creed in the declarative form that were in wide use in other so-called, quote, evangelical, mostly Reformed churches in the U.S. at the time. So we now do, in fact, have that line restored as John Wesley clearly gave it to us and probably didn't intend to change. And I encourage you to use it. Any questions? Have other kinds of questions? By all means, contact me. worship@umcdiscipleship.org, on our Facebook group, UMC Worship, or here on this webpage where you can enter your own question. May the peace of Christ be always with you.